My control freak of a boyfriend is trying to give me a bedtime. Sorry, this might turn into a long ramble, but I'm at a loss. So for some context, we both have to be up early in the morning, him 32 male at 5 and me at 6. He goes to bed at around 8-9 p.m. and I 31 female usually go around 10:30 p.m., latest of 11. For the past year we have been regularly bickering over it and it's getting on my nerves. At the start he would constantly ask that I go to bed early with him every single night, but I explained that I prefer to have some me time before bed to just chill out and play video games or watch a movie. I said I would creep in super quietly as to not wake him, and this is exactly what I did. It worked nicely. He never even stirred when I got into bed and I could hear him snoring lightly, so I thought it was all fine and we could just continue this way. We did this for a few weeks, but then seemingly randomly he started asking me to go to bed at the same time as him again. I asked why, and he said it's because he doesn't want to be disturbed when I come to bed. I asked if I'd been disturbing him and he said no, he never wakes or remembers me coming to bed, but he just doesn't want to risk it. He's a truck driver, so he regularly throws an "I could crash and die because I didn't get enough sleep" scenario at me a lot too, so of course that makes me feel guilty. I told him that I didn't understand why suddenly he's got this fear of being disturbed because he just told me I never have disturbed him. Then he just kept repeating that he doesn't want to risk being disturbed over and over without actually elaborating further than that. He keeps asking me to sleep on the couch if I'm not coming to bed with him, but doesn't seem to care that it's far too small to sleep on, and being cramped up on it all night will for sure leave my joints aching. It's like sleeping on a sack of potatoes as well, super lumpy and uncomfortable, but alas we can't afford a new one unfortunately. I have a physical job with a lot of heavy lifting, so I can't be going to work with backache every day. I told him I'm not doing that, and he can sleep on the couch if that's what he wants, but he said no, and we left it there, failing to come to any sort of agreement. The nagging to go to bed with him got too much, so lately to save face I've been going to bed with him because I don't have the energy to argue. I know I shouldn't have done this and I wish I'd never started it. I've got enough going on in my family life, sick family members and a lot of stress, and I just couldn't deal with his complaining as well. But now when I want to stay up a little and he goes to bed before me, within 30 minutes without fail, he crawls out of bed to come and grumpily ask me how long I'm going to be and if I just sleep on the couch so he can go to sleep. His latest problem is that apparently he can't sleep when he's in bed before me because he has to be mindful to stay on his side of the bed, and that apparently keeps him awake. I told him to just put pillows, we have lots of cushions and stuff in the bedroom where I lay then, but he said no to that as well because it won't help, and he would end up putting his arm over the pillows which would wake him when I came to move them. Anyway, long story not short, I've tried to compromise in loads of ways, but he just keeps finding reasons against them and to argue for me to go to bed earlier. Some nights he goes to bed at 8 p.m. and comes in complaining at 8:30 that I should be in bed already and repeatedly asking how long I'm gonna be. I sometimes raid in bed until I want to sleep, which is okay, but sometimes I want to play video games, you know? I shouldn't have to be limited to one activity every night past 8 p.m. I'm 31 for God's sake. I literally don't know what to do anymore. I agree that it's important he gets good sleep while being a truck driver, but asking me to sleep on the couch and compromising my sleep isn't fair either. We're at a stalemate. He doesn't even wake when I sneak into bed, and he obviously can sleep without me there because he's done it plenty of times before. I genuinely have no clue what I'm doing wrong here, but every time he goes to bed now and I stay up, I know within half hour he's going to be poking his head around the door complaining that I'm not in bed yet and telling me to sleep on the couch. Sorry this was so long, I needed to get it off my chest. Any advice appreciated and welcomed.